As a footballer, for me, I think he had a deceptive pace, if you like. He's a long, big, tall man, but his stride was very, very long. And honestly, I've seen him he just takes the ball and glides by people, and you go, how the hell did you do that? You know, it's fantastic to watch. But that's, for me, it got us out of so much trouble by just having a deceptive, long stride. But he had skill that went with it as well, you know, and just having that ability to use that in games where, you know, you've been under a bit of pressure and all of a sudden he pulls this out of the bag and you go, fantastic. He always had as well, to slide tackle, very, very rare, but because his length, his legs, you think the lad would be away with the ball, and next thing he just hooks his leg round it and he stands up and he glides away with it after that, you know. Terrific player. I mean, probably for myself, looking back, one of the probably the most difficult games, or the games that went really quickly. We played Celtic in the League Cup, when it was League Cup sections, and we did probably the wrong thing. We scored within 10 minutes, and that just annoyed them. We were under pressure for most of the game. And myself, Big Drew, Tom McNeil, John Mackay in the back four, we were put really, really under pressure, and we worked doggedly. And I always remember it. With 10 minutes to go, we got a penalty. Jimmy Morton scored that. Coisty scored in the first 10 minutes, and that penalty, both Drew and I looked at each other and just went, you know, it was so intense, and once a whistle went, the two of us just gave us a big hug, you know, because we knew we would put in a shift that night, you know. But the thing is, you've got to get up in the morning and go to your work. When I first went into the dressing room with Big Drew, and I'd heard stories of him in terms of how laid back and relaxed he was, you know. And after a particular game, I didn't notice it to begin with, but eventually he would disappear. We had played and we'd won, and the next thing you would smell the smoke, and you knew that Big Drew's away to the toilet to have his after-match cigarette, you know, just to calm him down, which is it's a bit of a surreal because you're professionals, but that team that St Johnstone had at that time was full of characters, really full of characters, and Drew was one of the main ones. Old supporters will remember that he was a total football man. There was times that, you know, I wished he'd be a wee bit rougher, but then it wouldn't have been Drew. He chose to play the game the way that he played it, and 99% of the time he was successful in what he did, you know. Just majestic coming away with the ball. His passing ability was unbelievable. And I think just the whole mixture of that squad of players. We had footballers in the team. Jimmy Morton being able to pass and play, and just Big Drew at the back. He was our football player. Jimmy in the middle of the park, and you had McCoist up front and John Brogan up front. You know, just quality players. But certainly Drew's all-round football ability is the thing that I remember of him, and I applaud him for it, although there was times I could have throttled him, but that's just the way it is. We worked as a team. That would be my job to go and do that, and then he would be able to play the foot. His catchphrase, how you doing, pal? Right? Everybody was his pal, and that would be, you know, sometimes I would sit and say, everybody can't be your pal. But he said that was just Drew. You know, he tried to make everybody welcome, he tried to make them feel relaxed. And that, you know, it was the makings of the man. It was the makings of him. I met him a few years later. I was with Inverness Cali Thistle, and we played down at Alloa, and he was actually in the crowd, and he shouted me over, and, you know, went over, asked him what he was doing, and to my amazement, he told me he was a prison warder. And I'm like, a prison warder? I says, you'll be letting them all out, they'll all be your pals and everything, kid. But, you know, for somebody like that, you know, it would be an ideal job for him. He'd be dealing with people, he'd trying to help people, and basically that was Drew.